Hi, boys and girls, and welcome back to day 6 of our devotional stories and in the time of Advent. My name is Miss Barb, and I'm reading stories from the Macmillan Room at our church, Bethel Presbyterian Church. So welcome. Today's story again is going to come out of the Jesus Story Book Bible. I'm starting to really like this book, so we might be reading this more than the regular Bible. But today's story is the birth of Isaac, the son of laughter. Remember that, son of laughter. Years passed and things didn't get any better. People were just as cruel and mean to one another. They still got sick and died, and God's world was still full of tears. It was never meant to be like this, but God was getting ready to do something about it. He was going to make all the wrong things right. He was going to do it through a family. Abraham, God said, "How many stars are there?" God was about to tell his friend a wonderful secret. "Let me see," Abraham said, rolling up his sleeves. "But have you ever tried to count the stars, boys and girls? Then you should know how hard it is. 993, 994, 997. Uh-oh, no, wait, 1, 2. Of course, he kept losing count. "There's too many," he said. "Guess what?" God laughed. "I will give you so many children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, you won't be able to count them either." Abraham couldn't help giggling at such a wonderful idea, but he stopped himself. How could he have a family? Don't be silly. He didn't even have any children, let alone grandchildren. He wiped away a tear. Anyway, it was far too late for him to start having babies at his age. He was 99 years old, boys and girls. What could God mean by that? "Abraham," God said, "believe me." And then God told Abraham his secret rescue plan. "Abraham, I will make your family very big." God promised. God promised. Remember that from last story? God promised. "Until one day your family will come to number more than even all the stars in the sky." Abraham looked up at the dark night sky, thick with stars. "What? You will be my special family, my people, and through you everyone on the earth will be blessed," God said. It was an incredible promise. God was going to rescue the world through Abraham's family? One of his great-great-great-great-grandchildren would be the child, the promised one, the rescuer? "But it's too wonderful," Abraham said. "How can it be true?" "Is anything too good to be true?" God asked. "Is anything too wonderful for me, God?" So Abraham trusted what God said more than what his eyes could see. And he believed. Now, when Abraham's wife, Sarah, heard God's promise, she laughed to herself. But it wasn't. She'd always wanted a baby. Could her dream come true? Could she really have a baby when she was 90 years old? Boys and girls, how old is your grandma and your grandpap? They're not even 90. Your great-grandparents are about 90. No, of course not. Don't be silly. It was far too late for her to have a child, she thought. Sarah didn't believe God could do what he promised. She had forgotten that when God said something, it's as good as done, boys and girls. Of course, it was easy for God to give her a baby son, as it was for him to make all the stars in the sky. Sure enough, 9 months later, just as God had promised, Sarah gave birth to a baby boy. And they named him Isaac, which means son of laughter. And Sarah laughed, but this time it was a glorious, happy laugh. Her dream had finally come true. God would do as he promised. He would always look after Abraham's family, his special people. And one day, God would send another baby, a baby promised to a girl who didn't even have a husband. But this baby would bring laughter to the world. This baby would be everyone's dream come true. So there's the picture of Abraham and Sarah and Isaac. Wasn't that a nice story? See, God again promised, didn't he? And we have to remember that. When we read that in the Bible, when God promises, he always keeps his promise. Always. How about if we close our eyes and say a prayer real quick, and then we'll put on our ornament for tonight. Dear God, thank you for keeping your promises. And thank you for sending Jesus. And all the children of the Lord said, Amen. All right, so the birth of Isaac is in here somewhere. Guess what it is, boys and girls, out of our star? Look what it is. It's stars. Yay. All those stars. All right, let's put that up here because that's a nice one. All right, boys and girls, I will see you later. God bless you.